All right, on to this story now. The Western Cape Education Department has suspended its diversity intervention program at Fish Hoek High School. This follows complaints by parents at the school after a diversity training session there apparently left pupils traumatized. We have Asanda Ngoasheng with us, the diversity training program presenter. She joins us now virtually just to tell us more. Asanda, thank you very much for your time. Do you think that your presentation and how you use your methods was probably just misunderstood at this point?
Thank you so much for having me. I think it's a very valid point that the presentation and people's understanding of what happens in diversity training in general is what was lacking. So I presented for 2 hours a session with young people, which was interactive. And as part of this, we actually engage with the young people about the experiences of racism that they are having in the school, sometimes from the teachers and sometimes from other learners. Some of the students shared with me that they have been called a monkey, that when they touch their friends who are white, they say, "Don't touch me because you are going to give me monkeypox." So it's really been sad for me to watch the uproar about this and to know that there are children who are still experiencing racism, who are still experiencing Islamophobia, who are still experiencing homophobia at that school. But we are busy engaging about whether this was a good idea or not, and we have not taken care of the children. Part of my methodology is about ensuring that the school counselors, when I run sessions with children, are in the room, and this was done at Fish Hoek High School. We also had Western Cape Education Department psychosocial team, which was in the room with me in the hall. We could not have the teachers because the reason why we are in this situation in the first place is because the teacher used the K word. And Rapport actually spoke to the teacher, and the teacher admitted that she used this offensive word in 2022. And this is why I think we need to take this back to what it is. A story about a school where children are experiencing racism and are unable to speak about it, because when they do speak about it, there is this kind of backlash. You can imagine if I, an adult woman, am experiencing the kind of vitriol that I've seen online, the kind of threats to myself and my family that I have received. Imagine being a young child in high school and experiencing racism and speaking out about it, the kind of backlash and pushback that you are getting. I think it's important further to highlight that these young people, following the incident that I spoke about earlier with the teacher who used a racial slur, actually did have a protest. It's online. They had a protest. They also had an Instagram account where they spoke about past experiences at this very school and highlighted that not only were they facing racism, they were also facing Islamophobia. They were also facing homophobia. And so I want us to please remember, in all of this furore around us, the children who continue to be harmed by racism, who continue to endure homophobia and Islamophobia while we are debating this debacle.
And you say that the psychosocial, department or leg of the Department of Education in that province was there. So do you think that, their decision to then decide that they are rescinding your services and they are stopping with diversity training was a harsh one? Were they throwing you under the bus because of the backlash that is suddenly there?
I am definitely being thrown under the bus because I have not spoken to the Western Cape Education Department since the scandal broke out. They have not sent me a letter. They have not made a phone call to me. I was notified that the intervention was being suspended, but I heard to hear in the media and see with the MSC saying that it has been terminated. Now, my question is, how do you say, on one hand, you are investigating, on the other, you are terminating? If you are terminating something, it means you've already made your decision. If you are investigating, you will suspend, you will not terminate. So they're saying they've terminated, which means although they say they are busy with an investigation, they have already decided. And I think it's important also to add that this issue has become political because you have the DA entering the fray and accusing me of racially bullying children. You also have the FF Plus now entering the fray and also accusing me of all kinds of things. And it saddens me really that we are sitting with a situation where I was called to help and assist a community in crisis. And I am now the center and the face of this thing. Rapport had an interview with the teacher who was alleged to be racist. She admitted to being racist, to using the racial slur. The picture on the front page that was used of Rapport is not of the racist teacher. It is of Asanda Ngoasheng. It is my picture and my name, a Black woman who went in to assist the community. It is not the face of a white woman who has admitted to using a racial slur. So